Hello and welcome back to the Sports Babble, our 9th episode, Earthquake.
9th?
Yeah, flying in 9 weeks we've been at this crack now, doing the football show. Couple of things to get on with this week. We'll talk about Oviedo towards the end. Obviously my one for Real Oviedo. We're going to look at the big game of the weekend, that is Liverpool versus Manchester United, but the big game in England anyway. There's a Milan derby and I think Juventus are playing maybe Roma and Lazio and Napoli or something, or Napoli and Roma and Lazio Juventus or something. So there's a couple of big games all across Europe. But we'll talk about Liverpool Manchester United, do a quick Premier League preview. But first, as it's just finished, we'll talk about the World Cup qualifiers and the European ones anyway, and what sort of happened. We have we both Ireland's in the playoff draw, Jake.
Definitely both unseeded.
Both
and both have the potential to draw unbelievable ties. Switzerland, Italy, Croatia, and Denmark.
What do you make of we'll get straight into it. Both Northern Ireland and the Republic of Ireland both managed to qualify, come out of the group in second place. Northern Ireland had already sort of sealed that and got themselves over the line just about in the end, really.
Who would have more momentum coming out of that group stage?
You would have to say obviously the Republic, because
unbelievable result.
Two wins. What do you think about the fact that the draw is going to be seeded?
Well, to be honest, can you really blame FIFA for wanting the best teams and the best players of the tournament?
No, but I still think it's, I'm sorry to use bad language, Pat Hagan, but I still think it's shitty that they've seeded the playoff draws. I don't think they need to do that. It's already seeded when you do your group stages or whatever, and teams are looked after. I think when it goes to the playoff draw, it could be an open draw.
Yeah, okay, it could be an open draw, but at the end of the day, to compete for the World Cup, you want the best teams there, the teams that realistically have a chance. And if the Republic of Ireland and Northern Ireland beat their opponents in the playoffs, then they deserve to be in the World Cup. If they don't, then unfortunately they will have to wait for 4 more years.
Yeah, that's one of the things that I love about the World Cup is the fact that you'll have teams like Iceland, who won their group, come through. Panama have made it, Costa Rica have made it again, teams like that, and obviously like Northern and Republic have both got a chance now to go through. You would even look at on paper, you would say the Republic have a good chance against any of the teams that Italy you probably don't want, although the Republic seem to have a couple of good results against Italy over the years.
True. Most recently with Robbie Brady's goal.
Yeah.
At the Euros.
In the Euros. Just on the Republic of Ireland, how do you think they played against Wales the other night? What did you...
29% possession, 152 completed passes in the total 90 minutes.
Okay.
52 clearances, 32 of them were headed clearances.
From Shane Duffy.
Most likely Shane.
Yeah.
31 of them were from Shane, 1 from Kieran Clark. And 2 shots on target. And yet they managed to win in Cardiff. This was an unbelievable result and vindicated Martin O'Neill's I suppose, strategy, his ability to win big games when everything seems to be going against him, including, I suppose, the media in the Republic of Ireland.
I'm not. I used to be a big fan of Martin O'Neill, especially his days at Celtic, even though and I keep going back, he put us out of the UEFA Cup Liverpool, not that game, in 2003 I think it was. I was a fan of his, and at one point I did want to manage Liverpool, but I just think him and Roy Keane now, I can't warm to. I don't know. I find it really, really hard to watch Republic of Ireland. Hard to enjoy a game, and those stats would probably tell me why.
Look, if I give those stats without the result to any person, they'd probably guess the other team won, and most of the time the other team would win. But Ireland never really looked threatened. Darren Randolph made one superb save in the second half from a header.
Yeah.
And other than that, they were quite comfortable.
Yeah, they managed to look under pressure in the middle third, sort of. And they were getting bypassed, but apart from Myler, he was brilliant all night. But when then it came to the final third, they didn't look really that bothered. Like, they didn't look under stress. Even when ball in the box, you didn't really see Wales were going to get on the end of it. You knew sort of Ireland were going to get on the end of it.
It just I know that it's very difficult for someone to admire the style that Martin O'Neill and Roy Keane use and I suppose have this Ireland team playing, but they have got to the playoffs and they have a chance of reaching the World Cup with, you have to accept, is a quite average group of players.
Yeah, okay.
You have players there like Aidan McGeady. I know Aidan McGeady's playing for Sunderland in the Championship, but a player that has passed his best long ago. And these are the sorts of players that are just waiting in the wings to come on to the pitch. They don't have the players there.
No, they don't, and the North are the same. Northern Ireland are the same. And I was at the Germany game on Thursday night, and I enjoyed it. Like I got to see the world champions, and anyone had seen on Twitter or Facebook, I got to see Mats Hummels, and I was quite excited about that because he was unbelievable. But I was talking to actually a Northern Ireland fan today on the way home, Patrick Renshaw. He's also this show. I were just chatting about whether they had a chance, and my fear, and I think I share it with everyone, is that I don't know where Northern Ireland are going to score their goals from to win a two-legged playoff.
Yeah, it's so strange. Last campaign for the Euros, Kyle Lafferty was not getting a game at Norwich. He was rotting in the reserves, and yet he was playing superbly well for Northern Ireland.
Yeah.
Now he's playing regularly for Hearts, and he just can't reproduce those efforts again for the Northern Ireland team. It just it's a strange paradox.
It is, and I can't. I don't know how he's been getting a game for Northern Ireland. I was a bit annoyed. I must stress, I don't actually have. If Northern Ireland and probably Ireland both lose, I'm not bothered. Like, it doesn't annoy an ounce of my day. Now, during the Euros, I watched the Northern Ireland game against Ukraine with my dad, and I've never seen him, and hello Dad, I've never seen him as sort of emotional in a football match before, even in Liverpool games, when McGinn scores the winner and make it 2-0, and he was so affected by it, and that was nice. And then I sort of bought into that, and I was like, oh, this is actually. And then when Robbie Brady scored, I lost my own head as well, and I was twice I was thinking this is amazing. But when both teams went out, like, I still wasn't like, my whole day wasn't.
Why
I don't know what it is. I
can tell you exactly why it is, because both of these teams have very average players, and both of them exceeded expectations to get to where they got in the European Championships. Realistically, they're not going to win.
No.
And if they do, they put on a decent performance in the group, and perhaps they get out of the group into those latter stages of the competition. You're more than happy.
Yeah, I there's lads I know that were at the Wales game in Cardiff. I've seen their Snapchats and stuff, and it looked amazing. And there's lads I know that are going to go to the playoff games for Northern Ireland, and we'll go to the games with, and they were at the Euros and loved it and were buzzing about it. But I can't get behind either team to that much.
Your heart isn't in it.
No, it annoys me much more if the likes of Oviedo lose, or when Liverpool lose. I'm far more annoyed. I don't think I'm ever really annoyed when Northern Ireland probably win. It just
look.
And you know what meant more to me, and people will come back like backlash to this all along. When I woke up this morning and seen that Messi was going to the World Cup, I was happier.
But that's because Messi is a superb footballing talent. He is an entertainer in the footballing industry.
Yeah.
We're not going to get entertainment from Northern Ireland or the Republic.
No.
The only entertainment that comes from both of these teams is their fans.
Yeah, both sets fans
are superb. But
you'd be a Republic fan then. Would it annoy you if they lose in the playoffs? Will it ruin your night?
I was in London when Robbie Brady scored that unbelievable goal against Italy, and I jumped around the hotel room like a complete lunatic. I was delighted.
Yeah.
There's no point lying.
Okay, no, I was delighted when McGinn scores against Ukraine and when Brady scores against Italy. Both times I was literally about 4 foot in the air, and I was delighted. But then it went, and when both teams were out, I was like,
Yeah. And again, I come back to the point that I'm just delighted to see when they get to the competition and they get some good results and get this atmosphere going that I suppose gives the fans that have travelled to these tournaments something to really grab hold of.
Yeah, no, I get that. And And hopefully we will see both of them, or at least one of them, get through the playoff draws.
And also, the fact of the matter is, look at the England national team. The amount of money that's spent in Barclays Premier League, the quality of the player that league apparently attracts, the revenue associated with that league. The Northern Ireland League, or the league in the
League of Ireland,
League of Ireland, can't compete with that.
No.
And you know, are England outperforming them much? Would you think?
For pound, for player value, no, nowhere near.
No, you know, they're not outperforming them. The England players aren't even performing. But then again, the whole idea of an England player and performance, I suppose, is an unknown phenomenon, you know.
Together as a national team.
There's no such thing as the national team.
Chile aren't going. That has annoyed me.
Is there some chance that Alexis Sanchez could go with Brazil?
No.
I was reading something earlier, and there was this chance that Alexis Sanchez could go with Brazil.
No,
clearly nonsense.
No,
fake news, as Donald Trump would say.
Fake news, but Chile aren't going to the World Cup. America aren't going. They went. All they needed was a draw with Trinidad and Tobago, and they could beat 2-1.
We talk about the fans getting behind Northern Ireland and the Republic of Ireland. It's the complete opposite in Chile. They've been lambasted by the press recently because of their performances. Arturo Vidal has retired from international
30 years old
recently. You know, he's in a very good condition in his career, good time in his career, and he's retired from international football. Alexis Sanchez just isn't going. His head's turned with club football, I think, and it's just not going for him as well with Chile. But Chile cannot complain. They won the Copa America, and they won it again the next year in that special Copa America. They won it twice in a row. You know, they did extremely well
at World Cups.
At the World Cup, exactly.
They're right in the Confederations Cup.
They did.
They'll be a miss. Chile will be a miss.
It's that energy associated with them, you know. But
they went to play Brazil in the last World Cup, and I think 100,000 arrived from Chile.
Then again, Philip, also that's a team that has, although they have some recognisable players. Like Sanchez, like they had Vidal, like they had that gentleman up front, plays in Italy.
Oh yeah, okay.
I recall the name, but
and they had
a good striker, you know.
Claudio Bravo in nets.
Claudio Bravo in nets, but realistically, they had Gonzalo Jara, one of their main defenders, who struggled to produce any sort of form at West Bromwich Albion a few years ago under Tony Mowbray, and the rest of the players are pretty average. Jan Bozseur, formerly, you know, these players are making their international teams. They've overachieved, and Chile fans should just be happy with what has happened. And of course, there'll be a miss from the World Cup. Alexis Sanchez will be a miss, but you know, really, will he be a miss? Wasn't even nominated for the Ballon d'Or awards, and Philip Coutinho was.
Yes, he was.
Philip Coutinho and Sadio Mane, the two main players for Liverpool. 27 goals and 15 assists between them last year. That's between the two of them. 27 goals, 15 assists. Alexis Sanchez on his own, 30 goals, 15 assists. There's no comparison. Alexis Sanchez is much superior.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Alexis Sanchez, but he's not going to the World Cup.
And that doesn't mean he's not worthy of a Ballon d'Or award.
No, the Ballon d'Or though is a farce, because Messi and Ronaldo are going to win it for the next couple of years, and then Mbappe's going to win it for the rest of his career. So
possibly, yes.
Yeah, I mean,
although I think last night Mbappe was quite average.
I didn't see any of the French game, but I know that they're going to the World Cup.
Yeah, 2-1 win over Belarus in France, and it was
Giroud play?
Giroud winning goal.
Of course he did.
Yeah, 2-1.
Started. Scored from starting.
The game. Griezmann was pulled.
No.
Yeah, but Didier Deschamps loves Giroud.
He does indeed. So the second half of our show is going to look at the Premier League, but I just want to finish off the first part with a little chat about Oviedo. Another draw, this time against Barcelona B. I didn't get to see the game. I was away seeing a new baby cousin, low tag, which I know with everyone tonight, in Dublin on Sunday, so I didn't get to see the game, so I just had to read about it and seen a couple of clips. It's probably you can't really judge it from the highlights because they're such a shortened down. You only see a minute and a half highlights. You don't really know what's going on, but they did obviously score for Carlos Hernandez to equalise. They equalised in the 55th minute. Having gone behind, I think it was Aaron Nuiz for Barcelona, scored in the 40th minute. Barcelona B. a really, really good actual counter-attacking goal. It was so, I see that was so quick. You would expect that from Barcelona. And then Musa had a brilliant chance towards the end. It turns out to actually win it for Oviedo, but he couldn't convert it. It's a bad miss. So another draw leaves them in 14th place
and
now.
they need to start converting these draws into wins.
They do. They play tonight. They're playing now actually against Tenerife, and Tenerife are 5th on 13 points, and Oviedo are 14th on 10. So a win could potentially see Oviedo rise to 5th place, which is right into the playoff spot. So after we record our show, I'm going to hopefully get that on, and get watching it, and I'll have seen that. And next week I'll be able to talk about a couple of games and be a bit more in depth. So sorry about that, Oviedo fans, just a short segment this week. But as always, Vamos Oviedo. And we'll be back in 2 seconds to look ahead. Oh, sorry.
Perhaps we'll just make a quick prediction of the 4 teams that'll make it through the playoffs.
Oh yes, in the World Cups.
We obviously don't know the draw. The draw's not to next Tuesday, 17th.
You pick 2 and I'll pick 2.
2 teams that I think is going to get through. Republic of Ireland will get through.
Okay.
Also, Croatia will get through.
Okay, so you've gone for 2 teams that are... Okay, that's fair enough. I am going to go for... I reckon that Denmark will get through, and I'd like to see Denmark get through, and I think as well, I'm not going to pick Italy because it's too obvious, but I think Croatia will get through.
So, in conclusion,
with one more to pick out of the, who do you think? So we've got Republic of Ireland, Croatia, and Denmark. Switzerland are flying. Switzerland, I'll go with Switzerland.
Okay.
So Switzerland, we think it'll be Switzerland, Croatia,
yeah,
Republic of Ireland, and
Denmark.
Mm-hmm.
So Italy will be the ones losing out.
That'd be mad, but they haven't looked great.
They haven't looked great, no.
No.
But then again, Mario Balotelli in great form for Nice and has the potential.
Yeah, they do have
to for Italy, you know.
Yeah.
But then again, we'll wait and see.
We'll have that written down, and we'll see how that. Yeah. But yes, we'll be back in 2 seconds. Hello, and welcome back to the second part of the Sports Battle Football Show. We're going to look at the Premier League now, and there's a bit of a massive game. Well, for one of us anyway, for me there is on Saturday morning when Liverpool take on Manchester United at Anfield. Usually with these games, I always think Liverpool are going to win every game they're playing anyway. Just pure pig-headedness that I think they're the best team in the world and they'll win any game. But this week I'm a bit worried. Because yesterday, thankfully, an amazing news broke that Sadio Mane has ruptured or tore his hamstring. He's out for 6 weeks. Brilliant news.
6 weeks, and in those 6 weeks,
10 games.
He'll play Manchester United at home, Tottenham away, West Ham away, which is a tough place to go, believe it or believe it not.
It is.
And also Chelsea.
And Chelsea's away, is it?
Mm-hmm.
I knew those fixtures, but I didn't know them. I knew Spurs were away because I'm in London next weekend, but I didn't realise Chelsea were away as well. That has just made my night there. Finding that last bit out that Chelsea's actually away. That is fantastic news. Last year we lost Mane after he got his injury against Everton, and we had 8 games to go. Liverpool had 8 games to go. They won 5 of them. They lost 1, which was against Crystal Palace, when Benteke came back to haunt us, and they drew the other 2, which I think was against Bournemouth. It was a 2-2 draw, and Southampton. So they beat the likes of Watford, West Brom, Middlesbrough. I can't remember who the other couple teams were, but they beat West Ham 4-0 at home. What they did adopt was, and what I think they're going to have to adopt this week, is diamond formation. I think they're going to have to go with Liverpool. I'm going to talk about first. They're going to have to go with the 4 at the back. Let's go with Gomez and Moreno and Lovren and Matip. That could be tasty against Lukaku and those boys.
So sorry, who are you going with?
I'm going to go Gomez, Lovren, Matip, Moreno. The back 4 that played.
So I suppose Lovren as opposed to Klavan.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
And not Arnold.
No, and because United's front 4 is obviously Lukaku's up front, but then you have Rashford and Arnold could be interesting. But then you have Mata, who's brilliant, and you have Mkhitaryan, and if they bring on Martial, I know last year Trent was very good against them. It could be Trent Alexander-Arnold, and you could go with Gomez in centre half because that's who played for under 21s. And really, like the way Lovren's playing, his confidence wise, he's not going to go with that. But the midfield is more what I'm more worried about, or not more worried about. Was more
thought that Wijnaldum's going to get dropped.
Well,
do you think so?
I wouldn't. What I would do is, as I said, I'll go diamond. I would have Henderson sitting at the base of the midfield. I'd have Wijnaldum and Chan in front of him, and then I'd have Coutinho. And then in front of Coutinho, you'd start Mo Salah, who scored two big goals for Egypt and sent them to the World Cup during the weekend. One of them's a 94th minute penalty. And Firmino's form has worried me. I know it's the biggest game that like Liverpool play. Like it is, the derby's massive, but when you're not from Liverpool and we haven't even lived there, you don't experience what it's like around the city. From the outside, the Liverpool Manchester United home and away are the two biggest games that we play, and I would maybe give Dom Solanke a go up front with Salah and go with those two up front.
Do you think he's going to do that?
I really like Solanke. I really want to see him.
Do you think he's going to do it though?
Do I think Klopp will do it? No, because he loves Firmino, and I think he'll give Firmino a chance because Firmino's probably deserves it. But I'm worried about Firmino's form at the minute, and I would just maybe.
If there's a game to turn around, it's the Manchester United game.
Yeah.
Then again, will they have enough of the ball to be able to do that? You know.
I think we'll probably have more of the ball, but Manchester United's going to sit. They've got Bailly back, I think. So they'll have Bailly and they'll have Valencia, who like. It isn't talked about enough how unreal a right back he's turned into.
He has.
Superb, like he is. It's hard to really argue that he's not the best in the league.
To be a very good right back.
Yeah,
you know, he's got the pace. He's got the defensive nous, whereby he tends to be in the right positions, and he's a real winner and a fighter. You know, he fights for every ball, and there's a tackle in him that sort of puts wingers a bit on ease, you know.
Yeah.
Puts them on
and he can strike a ball too.
He can strike it surely, as we saw a few weeks ago.
So they'll go by
Jones,
and then they'll have Ashley Young, I think, because I'm not sure about Blind. So that's what I think anyway. I could be way off. They're missing Fellaini, who I don't know what you think of his turning of form or what's happened there. Like he just seems to be such a pivotal player now.
For Manchester United.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Matic, who obviously has done superb.
Yeah.
And then it's the front four is like.
The one thing, Marwan Fellaini, the lasting legacy of David Moyes, and still coming up trumps for Manchester United, and will be a miss for them.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, which is mad to say. You wouldn't have thought to say this last year.
You know, he was lambasted by the fans. I think they took their anger out on him, as opposed to directing it to other players under Louis van Gaal. They just sort of latched on to Fellaini, who isn't technically the greatest player.
No.
But he always has this knack of getting himself in the right position to get an important goal or to get an important knock-on that leads to a goal, you know. And that's something that's very valuable for a team.
He's also, like, he does get a bit of abuse, and because of that hair as well, and that big head, he gets laughed at, but he can actually play a bit of football. He can. He's got a bit of a pass on him.
Wow.
The odd time, but he can actually play a bit of football. And I like, obviously he's a miss, but I think in this game, I actually think Mourinho would have been starting Herrera anyway. Herrera is his go-to man when he needs
defensive discipline.
He needs
solidity, you know.
A shit house, and he is a shit house. And I love Ander Herrera. I really do, and I mean that. He's one of my favourite. Man, like I don't really have a favourite Manchester United player, but I really like him.
The key thing in this game will be how many tackles will Ander Herrera be allowed to get away with, because in all of his games,
well, it is Martin Atkinson.
He tends to tackle frequently throughout the game, and very rarely is he punished for that. And these tackles aren't all just sort of, you know,
they're cynical,
simple fouls. They're cynical, and they're tactical fouls in order to stop the flow of the play, and they need to be punished. And if they're punished, he will be receiving his marching orders. I've no doubt about it. Especially the intricacy of Coutinho and if Firmino starts and Salah in around that area that he'll be covering. I guess can't see him last the full Liverpool
could go with those three up front. You could go Firmino, Salah, and Coutinho up front.
That's
and
the
go
sort of
3.
team that they need to go with against. I know Baye's a very good athletic player, but Jones is not good on the ground. Southampton, a few weeks ago, he was the best player on the pitch. Why? Because Southampton did nothing but
Hoof it into the
hoof it into the penalty area constantly, from left, from right, and he was at ease. Is he in round the feet? The feet just don't move as quick.
That would be my issue with Matic as well, is that you can get in around him, and I think that's where he can be got at, and I think that's where.
And if any team's going to do it, it's Liverpool.
Well, until they play Manchester City, but yeah, I think with Coutinho and Firmino and Salah, players can drop in, and they can cause problems. Like for Coutinho again last night for Brazil, a wonderful assist. For the second goal, I think it was his other foot as well. It was a brilliant ball.
He's a superb player, you know.
If he gets going at teams, then he's going to cause issues. But it's Liverpool's defence up against Rashford, who he'll be nominated for Ballon d'Or someday, very soon. Mkhitaryan, Mata. If it was me, I'd be starting Martial and then Lukaku. That is gonna.
And without Mane, you know, what is the effect of losing Mane in a game like this? It's going to be felt greatly, you'd presume.
Well, him and Coutinho are so close for Liverpool's best player. It's hard to pick between the two of them. You were going to miss him massively because Coutinho would probably put a bit more fear in teams because they're just going to wait until if he's going to smash this from 20 yards and fly in the top corner. And sometimes teams are alright with letting players shoot because you know that if he's going to shoot from 30 yards, it might go in, it might not, blah blah. But with Mane's pace, teams are frightened, and it pegs teams back.
It does.
And that's my worry, that even with Coutinho and Salah and Firmino floating around, that's why I would have maybe Solanke to go up against Baye and Jones, not as a big target man. He's got a bit of pace and he's got very good feet, and someone for Salah to maybe play off like he did with Xhaka last year that worked so well. That's what might be my thinking of going with Solanke, because we need to try and, if we let United come on to us and they start getting service into Lukaku, it could be disastrous. This video next week will not be funny.
If only Liverpool had kept Christian Benteke.
No, because do you know who could be the saviour for Liverpool, who could come in and just give the 2-finger salute to yourself, all other Arsenal fans, anyone saying the Ox. This could be the Ox's time. This could be where I'm vindicated for sticking by him and standing up for him.
There's as much chance of that as I suppose pigs flying, you know.
As a neutral, do you look forward to this game? Because
I look forward to it with eager anticipation, because I just like to sit. When Arsenal are in these games, I can't enjoy them fully. But when other teams are in them, I sit back and I relax and I don't care who wins.
As a neutral, does it feel like it's a big game on the World Football stage, or is it just us Liverpool and United fans talking shite and saying it is a big game?
It feels like a big game. Why? Because in Anfield the fans are superb. You know, well, they sometimes are, as you like.
They're good. They're good at Old Trafford too.
You know, and
they're not.
It will really. The fans make the game. You know, and the players, of course, need to do their bit to give the fans something to cheer on. But I think Liverpool have the potential here to cause a little bit of an upset, and it will be an upset because Manchester United have started superbly well, and if they're beaten, it'll be the first sort of time that we'll have to see how
they're going to react.
Will this team react? How
it is their first test, if you like. It'll be interesting to see how they cope. Eric Bailly certainly thinks, he was talking this week, how he thinks that they're going to win the league, and obviously confident, and rightly so, the way they're playing themselves in Man City. I don't know. It's just, these are the type of games I don't particularly enjoy until afterwards. We've won. I don't enjoy them.
You're holding your breath the whole time.
I think that's what's probably ruined my international break, and this is how mad I'll get and how it'll annoy me for a week beforehand. I wasn't even thinking about this game until last Saturday, and then I was like, we play Manchester United in a week at Anfield, and then I've been thinking about it, and now it's building up. Now we're talking about it, I can feel it myself now as we're talking. Oh, hang on, thinking about it, and Dejan Lovren and Joel Matip, against Lukaku. It has all the potentials to be a brilliant game because both teams, I know Liverpool have sort of stalled a minute in scoring, but the way Salah's played for Egypt and the way Coutinho's finding form. And
it's only 64 hours roughly to the game.
Oh, thanks for that much, Jake. 64 hours sleep that I will not get. But I would I was just saying whether you look forward to this game as a neutral. It'd be like when I see that coming up on the TV is going to be the North London derby, or it's United and Arsenal. I'm like, yes, I can enjoy my weekend.
You have the ability to just relax and enjoy it and hope that your team wins. But tell you when you don't enjoy these big games is when perhaps they're on last thing on a Sunday 4 o'clock kickoff and your team's lost at 12:30 on a Saturday. You do not want to watch this.
No, we're talking this in work actually.
Because whoever wins goes 3 points clear of your team, and that's not what you want.
No.
I want a draw in this game. As in all big games, I want a draw, and I'm hoping that the powers that be will provide that.
So your prediction?
My prediction is a Manchester United.
Because you said 2 seconds ago that you think they could become unstuck. So
Manchester United will be very difficult to beat, and with Liverpool's problems at the back, as illustrated by simple, straightforward ball that went through the heart of their defence.
Last 6 games, we've won 1, we've drawn 4, and we've lost 1.
This is the time to turn around their form. It's going to be a Liverpool win.
I couldn't not go for a Liverpool win. I'm
just cheering them up.
I couldn't say it because my old fella watches this as well, and he'll just tell me to F off if he sees I'm going for a United win. I'm gonna go for a Liverpool win, and I'm gonna go 2-1 to the Red Men. 2-1 to Liverpool, yeah, I think. Mo Salah and Dominic Solanke is gonna get his first Liverpool goal.
I'm gonna actually go for a 3-1 here.
To Liverpool?
To Liverpool.
Right, happy days. Any United fans that see this, whatever, hit us up with your predictions. Hit us up. There's me talking all Yankee because I can't stop watching basketball. Hit us up with your predictions on Twitter and Facebook, and let us know what you think before the game. Of course, on Saturday.
You know, but whatever you think, it probably is wrong because you're a Manchester United fan.
Yes.
I jest.
Yeah, but seriously, we're not putting your top.
Especially if you're a GP and a Manchester United fan.
Oh, right, okay. There we are. Is there a thing? Yes, we GP from Cookstown, but we'll leave him alone.
We'll leave him alone
because we might have to go to his house for food some night. So
true.
Hi, Kevin. Right, we'll get our predictions out of the way to finish off our show. We're going to shorten our show down a little bit, folks. Just so we can get on podcast form and get it on video.
I suppose we'll start with the next game. The first game listed on Saturday at 3 o'clock is Burnley West Ham. Burnley will be without Walters for probably to Christmas.
Why did he not get a Ballon d'Or award? Don't get it. Don't get it.
John Walters.
No. That Ballon d'Or's a farce, Jake. How did he not get an award?
Well,
it's because he's actually shared at football.
Probably if he played for Liverpool, he'd be certain to get it. But then again, he wouldn't be able to defend.
I think that's a new criteria for Liverpool. You get a Ballon d'Or nomination anyway. Right. We'll start being serious here for a minute or two. So
Burnley, West Ham, Slaven Bilic still not out of the woods yet in terms of his.
Is it in Burnley?
It's in Burnley.
Sorted, Burnley.
What's your score?
2-0 to Burnley. Jeff Hendricks and Big Chris Wood will put West Ham to the sword, and by Monday afternoon Slaven Bilic will lose his job. That's a double prediction for you.
Okay, so
you can tell the coffee's working at me.
2-1?
2-0.
Oh, 2-0?
Yeah.
Burnley West Ham, I'm actually gonna go here with 1-2.
Okay.
West Ham win.
Oh, interesting.
Why? Because Burnley just haven't been so good at home recently. They've done better away. They have done better away. They've been superb.
They've done superb away, yeah. And it could be, the pressure could be off West Ham.
Their game against Everton was absolutely sublime. But let's carry on. Crystal Palace Chelsea.
Crystal Palace Chelsea. That is going to be a 4-0 win for Chelsea, who also are without N'Golo Kante, thanks to international football. That's another reason I don't like it.
Another game without Crystal Palace scoring a goal, Philip?
Yep.
To be honest, I think this game could be a bit of a sticking point for Chelsea.
You think or you hope?
No, I think for about 30 seconds of the first half, then they will comfortably. Yeah. I'm going to go for Crystal Palace to score their first goal. I'm going to go for a narrow 2-1 victory to Chelsea.
2-1. Man City versus Stoke.
Man City Stoke City away. Mark Hughes against his former employers. Can't look beyond a Man City win.
No, agree. I'm gonna go 3-0 to City.
I'm gonna go 4-1.
4-1. See, David Silva's potentially getting a new contract at Man City as well, so good news all around there at the minute.
Very good,
What,
Swansea Huddersfield, massive game.
every week's a massive game for Swansea now. They need to sort of get this going at some point. We need Renato Sanchez to bust out of
Well,
the
he's
shell.
got a full week's training.
Yeah.
Well, has he been? He was away in Portugal, was he? Was he?
I
Or
didn't
no?
even see. I don't know.
I don't think he was actually. Swansea Huddersfield. I'm gonna go for a Swansea win here.
Yeah, I'm gonna go up. I don't know if I think it'll happen, but I want it to happen, so that'll do me. I'm gonna go for a 1-0 sneaky Swansea win. Boney.
I'm gonna join you on that 1-0.
1-0. Do you think Boney will get his goal?
I think.
Tammy Abrahams.
Jordan Ayew.
Oh, okay, different.
Tottenham Bournemouth. Tottenham are at Wembley, so do not take anything for granted.
No, Tottenham will win this. I don't like the look of Bournemouth at the minute.
I'm telling you now, Bournemouth came to the Emirates and Arsenal were very fortunate to beat them.
Arsenal didn't play well that day. That's
No.
true, like, but no,
Although I know they beat them comfortably in the end.
but they didn't. You're right.
But
They didn't play
there was a
super
few
well.
opportunities that Bournemouth had, especially on the break through Joshua King, and they could have.
I think he got injured for Norway as well, didn't he? I'm not sure if he's fit, but I don't like the look of Bournemouth this year. I'm a bit worried about them.
You're going.
I'm going to go. I'll go 2-0 to
2-0. I'm going to join
Spurs.
you. I'm going to go 2-1.
2-1. What is the next one?
Watford Arsenal.
Oh, nice win for Watford.
Well, Marco Silva is very good at home, and Arsenal have not been good away so far.
I'm actually I'm gonna go with Jake and don't hit me here. I'm gonna go with a Watford win.
Great.
I'm gonna go for a 2-1 Watford win.
Well, in the ranks, Arsenal have Granit Xhaka, who has more successful passes in the opposition half than any other player in the top 5 leagues in Europe.
Right. He's done his homework today, lads.
Yeah.
Absolute stat man.
That is
You're like the stat king.
superb record. And Granit Xhaka is much maligned at times, and sometimes he does give the ball away in dangerous situations, but you can't fault him for his attempt to always play the ball forward into the opposition's half, and that shows in those stats, Watford Arsenal, I'm going to go for a Arsenal win.
Of course. What's the score?
And the Arsenal will win 3-1.
He's gone 3-1. I've gone 2-1 to the Watford. And the last two games are
Brighton Everton.
and it's down in Brighton.
Brighton Everton.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with a draw.
1-0.
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually going to go there for a little sneaky
If it involves Everton, it'll be sneaky.
Brighton win.
Oh, nice. Yeah, take that.
1-0.
Kieran McConville there, just firing that in. We'll get all night.
I'm really struggling to see any shoots of recovery from Everton. Against Burnley, they were absolutely outplayed, and they couldn't come up with any answers.
No, as you said on the show last week, for the first 20 minutes, they were quite good, Everton, and then it just fell away, and they just didn't seem
I don't
to be
mean
able to-
outplayed in terms of possession or anything like that. I mean just.
They just didn't look
when
like they
when
wanted
it
to score.
mattered.
Yeah.
When it mattered, they were outplayed, and Stephen Ward's played superbly with Jeff Hendrick to link up for that goal. And the final game of the weekend is Southampton Newcastle, massive as well.
And we've also got Leicester West Brom, so there's 2 left.
Leicester West Brom Monday night.
Yeah, Monday night.
Forgot about that.
Southampton Newcastle. Rafa and Pellegrino. Rafa up against his old defensive stalwart.
Yeah, if
Pellegrino.
if this goes badly for the Southampton manager, you'd have to say it's Joe.
He could be looking over his shoulder. And Mitrovic is back.
True.
He was playing the other night for Serbia. I fancy Newcastle, and I fancy Rafa get the result, and I'm going to go 2-0.
2-0.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go for a 3-1 victory.
Does it happen?
Southampton, they need it.
They definitely do, but I can't see it. Then Monday night to finish off the Premier League fixtures, and then I think next week we've got matches all week, Jake.
Oh, super.
Leicester against West Brom.
Mm.
Two teams I could not care less about, but if you're watching this, Leicester and West Brom fans, keep watching and subscribing.
Craig Shakespeare, don't rate him. West Brom manager Tony Pulis.
You don't like him?
plays puke football, as one certain RT commentator would refer to the
Tony Pukas.
to the GA up here in Ulster.
Oh right, yeah.
So Leicester, West Brom.
I'll go with I think Leicester will get the win. Jamie Vardy. I think Leicester will get the win 1-0.
Jamie Vardy with the win. West Brom.
They look good at times against
Solomon
Watford,
Rondon
but
back
in
in.
the 6 celebrations.
Yeah, because he was down to score a goal. He's
Yeah.
actually he probably celebrated more in that game than he'll score goals this season, but that goes without saying because it's not the job of a striker to score goals, is it, Philip?
No, definitely not.
Yeah, because he's a Liverpool fan and they have
And we don't score goals.
severe shortage of goals and poor conversion rate.
Apart from when
So-
we beat Arsenal 4-0. But go on ahead.
Yeah, but one game doesn't define your season, Philip.
Defines our podcast though. Because at the minute I can laugh.
Yeah, but Arsenal are now ahead of Liverpool in the league table.
Hurry up and make a prediction for it.
Okay. Leicester, West Brom. I'm going to go for a West Brom defeat to Leicester with a 2-1 goal ratio.
2-1. So dramatic. Okay, I've gone 1-0 Leicester and you've gone 2-1. So Premier League is back. Club football is back, which you wanted. Yes. Lads, as you've seen, we have a website up and running now.
Superb.
Yeah, www.thesportsbabble.co.uk. It's still under a little bit of work at the minute because we're trying to get blogs and stuff up and add links to the video. I'm going to get a couple of articles up on it over the next weeks or so. My next one's going to actually be on basketball because myself and Jake do the football show and we will talk about football and different things, and we both have time. We'll do football articles and stuff like that. But the Sports Babble is not just a football based site. I'm going to talk anyway about different things, and there'll be NFL stuff coming up, GAA stuff, motorbikes, motor racing stuff, boxing stuff. So that's all going to get covered. But check it out. www.thesportsbabble.co.uk. One of the reasons why I've set this up is because I'm obviously fascinated and love sports, and in Northern Ireland, there isn't anything like this going at the minute. So radio stations are doing their own football shows and different things, but there's no site that covers this, and I want to get it going as much as possible. So anytime you see it on Facebook or Twitter, retweet it, tell your mates, like it, subscribe to our YouTube, subscribe to our podcast. You can get them on. It comes up in the SoundCloud link, which I know puts some people off, but you can get it on Podcast Addict, iTunes, Spotify. It'll cover all across it. But yeah, thanks for anyone that's been sharing, and thanks for watching the show this week. We're off now to watch a load of football at the weekend. As I said, there's good Serie A on, and the basketball starts again next week, which I'll be getting to talk about. But thanks for tuning in to the football show. Thanks for myself, Philip, and from my good friend Jake.
And most importantly, just enjoy the games, and for all those Liverpool fans, deep breaths the whole way through the match on Saturday, because I'd say you'll be holding your breath on a few occasions with Lovren playing under the influence of paracetamol to the max.
Yeah, so as we said, Liverpool and Watford wins this weekend, and we'll be sucking diesel next Wednesday night. Thanks for watching.
Good night.